Hello guys, welcome to 360 Tech channel. Today we are going to be building a PC. I'm very excited for this. Like this might be the first PC build video on Nigeria Tech YouTube, if I'm correct, but I don't know, it's for you guys to check. So let's proceed. What do you need in a PC build? PC build is not a magic, it is very easy. So first off, you need a case. So the case I'm going with today is the Antec NX410. So this case comes with RGB fans on the front and the back pre-installed. I'm going with a white and black theme for this build. That is one of the beautiful things about building a PC yourself. You can customize it and go for a theme. Going for a white and black theme for this build. RGB fans in front, RGB fans in the back. From Antec. The price and the link for purchase on Amazon we put in the description below. Next off, you need your motherboard. For this, we go for the Rogue Strix B50F gaming motherboard. Yes, this build will be used for both content creation and gaming. So we can use this board for it because all gaming boards are technically good for content creation also. That's what we'll be using for this build. And we'll be using our Ryzen 5800X CPU. As always, the links will be put down in the description below and their prices also will be displayed in the pop-up. So this is the Ryzen 5800X. There's the 5800X 3D. This is not the X3D version, this is the X. This is better off in media and content creation workloads, but X3D is better off in gaming, but this isn't so way off either way. So that's what we'll be using for this build. We also have our Be Quiet Pure Rock 2FX RGB fans. This is what will be cooling our CPU. That is what's going to be on this. So this here is 150 watt TDP. So you need this to cool your CPU. Then we'll be using our GTX 4060 Ti for graphics. This has AI capabilities. We are doing into AI stuff. You can use DLSS3 and it's one of the new generation NVIDIA cards. So this is the latest in the generation NVIDIA cards. There's the 4060, 4070 and 4080. There's the TI and Super variants, but that will be done in another video. For our internet connectivity, we have Ethernet cable on the board for Ethernet connectivity, and we have this USB 6 Wi-Fi from ASUS for Wi-Fi connectivity. So this will be our connectivity options. Our RAM, we are going with Corsair 2 times 32 gig DDR4 RAM, 3600 mHz. This is also RGB. We are going to RGB this build, boys and girls. So this is going to add to the aesthetic. It is black with RGB. So as you see, the case is white, the outer rim is black. Every component inside is black except the fans, and they are all RGB enabled. So this build is going to be lovely when we're done. Last but not the least, we're talking about our power. This right here is going to power everything in the build. So when we talk about everything, we're talking about your CPU, your GPU, and the rest of it. This is going to power it. This is 850 watts. This is an overkill, but it protects you in the future. Say you want to upgrade to a 4090, that is a power hogger. So this will protect you. This is from Thermaltake. This is gold rated. So this CPU is extremely efficient. And Thermaltake is a good brand. I've been using them for years. So we'll be going also with our WD Blue 2 terabytes SSD. This is Gen 3. It has Gen 3 speeds. So I can upgrade later, you can upgrade later to Gen 4 speed. That is one of the sweet things about building a PC yourself. So what is this? This is the Cooler Master Cryo Fuse. This is a CPU paste. This seals the gap between the CPU and the CPU cooler so that heat is efficiently transferred into the CPU cooler. So once you put this, you make sure that it will make sure that your CPU is running efficiently and it's not running hot even when the fan is on. Some CPUs come with CPU paste pre-applied. So if the CPU paste is pre-applied, you do not need to apply this also. Lastly, we have our screwdriver set we are going to work with. So let's go on and work with our build. So as we expect, first we'll be opening up our case. Oh, did I clear the nylon? I mean nylon there. I should have removed the nylon gently. Yeah. So this is lovely. You can see we have our tempered glass panel. This is glass. This can break, but it's not front and back. We have the side is covered, not front and back. My last build had a front and back tempered glass, but I think this is cool because it's easier to do your cable management and hide all the messy shit at the back. So mind my language. We have our RGB fans going to show when I'm done with the build, and you see it in the video. Yeah, so first things you need to do, so you open up your case. We are going to look what's inside. You see our standoff screws. The motherboard is not going to sit on the metal to prevent earthing. The motherboard sits on the standoff. Yes, and I forgot to say this is a mid-tower case. There are different type of case. There is full tower case like full ATX. This is a mid ATX. This is a portable setup. While the motherboard going inside here is also an ATX motherboard, so it should fit inside there. So you open up the case. You need to open up both front and the back because our cables will be going through. So I'm prepping the case. That's the first stage for me, so I can see what cables I have here. So I'm going to drop it here. This case is beautiful, like very beautiful. So you see, we have cords. This is our USB cord for the USB Type 3 and other USB ports. This is HD audio for audio jack, and this is our USB Type 2 cord. So there are also SATA cables. I think this is to control the RGB. I will get back to that later. Then this is also the cable for the fans we attached. So I'll be handling that once I'm done. So next we go to prepping our motherboard. You need to make sure your motherboard is ready before you start your build. So I'll be opening up this motherboard right now. Wow, pristine packaging. So as a PC builder, you need to know that most modern motherboards come with anti-static bags. This right here is an anti-static bag. It prevents static electricity. So if you don't have a anti-static band to prevent static electricity from frying your motherboard, you can make your build on top of this bag. You work with the motherboard on top of this bag. That way, you do not put static electricity into your motherboard and fry the motherboard. So, what else comes in the box? We have SATA cables, as usual, zip ties. I think this manual to read those. More manuals. Hope I didn't throw away any free games or stuff. RGB cables. I'll keep this. Yeah, and okay, standoffs for your SSD. I'll keep this. So that's all with what's in the box. Yes. So I'm going to be working with the motherboard on top of this. So the anti-static bag here, I'm putting it on top of the anti-static bag. The next thing we need to do is to prepare our CPU. So this is the Ryzen 5 5800X as said earlier. This is an AM was on the AM4 platform. I'll be making videos on those. If you want videos fully explaining the AMD and Intel lineup videos, please say it in the comments section below. Yeah. Also, links and prices to these items will be put in the description below. So that's the packaging. This is the M.2 slots where you insert your M.2 cards. This is where we insert our CPU. We need to make sure we handle the CPU with care so as not to bend the pins. The Ryzen CPU has pins, as you can see, so many tiny pins, so we need to handle the CPU with care. So the first thing we do when we are trying to install our CPU is to move this handle here and bring it up as gently as possible. Next, we open the CPU here gently and make sure you do not touch the surface with your bare hand. So you hold it on the sides. Do not bend the pins, sharp pins, as you can see. So this is the installation process. Now we look for the marked part on the motherboard. As you can see, we have a marked part here and we have the marked part here on the CPU. So you install the CPU like this, and then bam, you hear the clip. You can see that the CPU is secured fastly onto the motherboard. So the CPU installed, we will be installing our CPU cooler. So this is our CPU cooler. Wow, such massive heat sink. This is a massive heat sink. Yes, it comes with thermal paste pre-applied, lovely. And this is the fan. Mounts that came pre-installed so that we can fit in our custom mounts. Then we'll be installing our custom mounts for AMD. That's what we'll be using with the cooler. Next, we need to know our static pressure, our case, so we know the position of the CPU fan. It can be altered at any time. I am going for an anti-static airflow where air is being brought in here and expelled here. So I am making sure that my fan stays in position where it can receive more air from the intake fan and pass the hot air to the outtake to the exhaust fan. So that is what I was just checking. Gently, I am inserting this gently where the CPU will mount, or the cooler rather, will mount on the CPU, and I'll be bracing it up with the provided screws. Next, we are going to be putting in our RAM sticks. Remember, we have our CPU fan. Be Quiet has a different way of installing, so we can put this anytime, but I'll make sure I put it before putting the case, the motherboard into the system. So we have our 2 sticks of RAM, Corsair Vengeance RAM, 32 gig. Now on our motherboard, we need to make sure that to get the most of this RAM, we need to install it in dual channel mode. So to do that, we need to check the numbering on the motherboard. So usually is 1234 or 1234. So we need to make sure that the RAM is on stick 2 and 4 or stick 1 and 3. So we click this down. Oh, this is okay. Oh, this is a different style. So you bring this down. Nice, bring this down. You can start your RAM. Make sure they are in position. See, it didn't enter. Okay, it did. So make sure it is in position, and then you click on it, makes a satisfying sound. You do the same thing for the other one. You can insert this way first. Sorry. Yeah, then click. So now we have our RAMs installed. This is 64 gig in dual channel mode. We can also take out some of our packaging material. So the reason why we are removing all this material is so that it does not bring unnecessary heat into our build. So next we'll be installing our M.2 stick. Like I said earlier, we're going with the Western Digital 2 gig stick. I also have a Samsung I'll be adding up later, but that's away from this video. So we have this taken off. We will insert our M.2 stick here. So we insert our M.2 stick just like this. It's a bit high, but remember those screws I said I'm keeping for later. So this is when we use them. So I'll be installing the stand off first to give it some height, so that once I insert this, it can be level on. Then I take the screw. This is the tinier screw. So I'm switching screws to something that matches. So we have it firmly attached. You can close it back up. So we have that. Lastly, I'm going to be installing the fans. The quiet has a quiet way of installing fans. I find it oddly interesting. With this, and here we have lock. So repeat the same on the other side. So I installed that the wrong way. One of the things about PC building is you have to be careful because it's easy to do things the wrong way. So we have arrows directing us on airflow and direction. So this is cool. Yep. Making sure to get the cables out of the way as we do this. Next, we need to install the CPU fan cable. You see, we have two cables right here. One is for the CPU fan, and this has RGB. The other one is for the RGB. So this is for the CPU fan. Now you need to look for a socket that is labeled CPU fan 1. That is where you plug your CPU fan to. That way your motherboard can detect that your CPU fan is plugged and it's okay. So this is the CPU fan plug right here. It's labeled, and if it's not labeled, please check your motherboard manual for exactly where it is. So now that we have that done, we can either use our RGB header or we'll plug it directly to the RGB on the motherboard. So I'll be leaving this for later when I'm plugging up all the RGB fans. But first, I'll make sure that my CPU fan is secured, no cables that we have into the case. But before we do that, we are going to be taking our power into the system case. I prefer to do this so that it helps my cable management later on in the build. So I'm taking off the nylon. I have touched this because that nylon is full of static energy. Another way to discharge static energy is also by touching your CPU case when it is plugged in. So if your CPU case is plugged in, you touch it, it discharges all static electricity. So the Thermaltake 850 watts is what we're using. We have our manuals as usual. I'm keeping this aside. Oh, we have a bag. Interesting. This is fully modular. So we have our power cable. This is where we plug to the wall. We have a couple of zip ties. So I will keep this also because zip ties come in handy for cable management. So we have all the cables we need. We have old cables, new cables, and I'll be talking about cabling later on in the build. So this is a very lovely packaging done by Thermaltake. And it's a cool bag that you carry on. Nice one, Thermaltake. I must commend this Thermaltake packaging. It's really premium. is really premium. As you can see, the bags, the package. This is nice. Makes you feel like you bought something expensive. And this is one of the cheapest part of the build. As usual, the link will be posted in the description. So as you can see, this is the on-off button, on-off for Zero Smart Fan because it's a feature of CPU. Then we also take note of this. We have our CPU cables. We have our 12-volt power cable. This 12-volt power cable is new. It's only supported by the 40 series cards. So if you have the older cards, you can use the 24 pin. You can use the 6 times 2 PCIe for older cards. Then this is for peripheral. You have your SATA cables. And one of the advantages of buying a fully modular PSU like this is that any cable you are not using can be removed. So it's very, very interesting. So now to install the PSU, taking off all cables out. I'm going to be taking just the cable I'm going to be needing from my box. So let's dive in. This is premium packaging. I'll recommend this product for anybody. So talking about cabling, you can use this for the old GPU. My old GPU uses this cable. So I'm bringing out my GPU cables first. Okay. Now this is the 8-pin connector for the motherboard. We'll be needing this. And also the connector for the CPU. So I will be needing this cable the most. The only other cable I'll need is my GPU cable. So let's fetch that out. Yep. So this is the 450 watt cable needed by my GPU. Every other cable I am not using, going back into the bag. So now that we have our cables out, you guys might have noticed I'm coughing a lot. Is that there's this stuff that's been in the air, so it's affecting me. So pardon my voice. This is not my real voice. So we insert this cable to the back of our PSU, making sure it's tightly fastened. You might hear a clip. So yes, it clips. So this is what we need here. Cable management on this particular build is going to be epic because this has saved me a lot. Next, we'll be connecting this to the back of the so 4 pin. Which one am I not? 24 pin, 24 pin. Yeah, so you can hear the clicks as I insert. This is going to supply power for our 24-pin motherboard. Like this, cabling this up together. And it's the. So we also need one more cable for the CPU. Yes. CPU, and it's quite easy. Everything is pretty well labeled, so it's not a big deal. How many pins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Wow, this is strange. Cable online video. This is SATA. Yes, now we are installing our. This has to go here. My workspace is really cluttered at this point in the build. Pardon that. So now we are going to install, because of our static pressure for this build, I'm installing this build face down. So the fans take air out through this vent. So as you can see, we are all black and white on this. Let's go. So it's as easy as that. We're taking out our screws, a lovely way for Antec to position the screws. So we'll be screwing this in. I'll be switching to a heavier workload screw set, because this is a much heavier screw. So taking out our screw. And we even offered replacement covers. This is nice one. Yeah. Then we'll install this into our motherboard so that you can hear our system beep while it boots up. So what that happened live. So you can identify your CPU screws, sorry, your PSU screws rather. They have a different shape. You align this here, screw in first, and this here for the next. So I like to go diagonal so the rest are easy. Seems Antec also went with the white and black thing with their build because the screws are black. This is white and black. It's black, it's white. So this is so lovely. Done. We have our motherboard. Sorry, we have our PSU installed, and we have our cables all out the back. All out the back. So we'll be doing this later on in the build. So next on the build, we are installing our motherboard together with the CPU fan into the case. So for this, we need to make sure that first we install our IO shield in here. Our IO shield goes in here, and I preferably will do this with the board lying down, with the case rather lying down. So I might also need to take out the fan, but first I check the IO shield. So where's our IO shield? Yes, in case you are wondering what the IO shield does, it makes sure that your motherboard does not have contact with the metals, so there are no short circuits in the case. So, and next it gives you an idea of what ports you have and where. So, where is my IO shield? Okay, so the IO shield is already on the board. So, with the IO shield installed, I will be installing the case into the motherboard rather into the board. So this is the IO shield here. It tells you what ports are on here, and it also adds as an extra a layer of protection, protecting your motherboard from your case, so that in the event of a short circuit faulty earth, it does not spoil your motherboard. To do this, I'll uninstall this fan to create room for me to work with. Yeah, this is fun. Yo, so I'm taking the fan out. I'm putting it back in. Taking the fan out. Next, we insert our motherboard. You know what? I'm going to also take out this door. So gently matching the standoff. Okay. So as you can see, I have figured that I need 3 extra standoffs which were provided to me. So I'll be taking this out again to install those standoffs. So next we install our case. I'm sorry, I keep on calling it the case. Our motherboard into the case. Yeah. We do not exceed. Yes, our IO shield going to take off. This IO. Sweet superior. Making sure our cables are not tangled in between, especially coming from the CPU, so the RGB. Yes. So with everything aligned, we will be screwing our motherboard into place. There we go. Motherboard is usually held by 9 screws, but it can also be held by 6 screws depending on your form factor, because and your choice of motherboard. So like that, take this into consideration. I've seen motherboards held by as little as 4 screws too. So we are going one by one, one by one. We still have getting We go from here. Look at the top. This is where I'm supposed to plug this thing here. They gave so much room. Even though this case is one the more I think it's smaller. In my own, they gave just enough room. I have this space, but I like the way they did this case. And the two files here are also um like properly placed, if I can say it that way. So I need RGB controller to actually control this RGB, but only for some RGB on the PC itself. So next, I want to install the graphics card. So up next, after fastening our motherboard and making sure everything is securely tight, we'll be doing random screw tests. See everything is securely tight. The next phase is to do our cabling. So I'll do the cabling into three parts. The first part is the fan cables, the power cables, and then the CPU cable. So the fan cables are all the cables coming from our fans because we plug in our fans to the motherboard directly. So we have two fans joined in by Antec. So we'll be plugging them to our motherboard. Then we'll also plug in our 24-pin connector. So I'll be doing this first. This is our 24-pin connector. I'm looking for a way to make it pleasing. So yes, it's plugged in. I'll be tying this together during cable management, or I can just do it now. So I use a zip tie, pick a nice position because I'm doing cable management at the same time with this. So see, I'll be holding this in place so that the cables arc beautifully as they go back. So I'm going to the back and I'm just going to lock up the zip tie. Oh, that is working the sense so annoying right now. Okay. Lock. So there we have that. Yeah. So next we have our CPU cables and CPU power cable rather. We're going to be putting them in place. Mm. CPU cable are always tricky. They give you the room to work with this but there's a lot of room here on this build and on this case. So I think we are clipped any fully. You need to look at it. You can just cross check without. So we have that done. Talking with this. So same spirits, I'm going to be zipping this cable back so we have beautiful arcs on our build. Like, yeah, these are not custom cables, I know, but it still goes with our black and white theme. There's no need for buying black custom cables when we already have all black cables that we initially wanted for the build. Yeah. This is totally fine by me. Yes, so I have this secured and that secured. We have good arcs over here. So, okay. So phase one completes.
You are doing cable management, right?
Cable management never start man. Cable management is not back. So look at this. But still cable management front wide cables. There's still cable management for the back. I do not have any exhaust fans up here. I can take one from that my case and put here, but
It will spoil
this
us.
point is black with white. So maybe I'll buy extra fans with that. So I'll go to Mr. Fans. So what's left now after installing our power cables is to install um, the case USB and audio ports. So we'll be doing that. We'll be taking these cables from here. This comes from the case. We'll be plugging it into the right port on the motherboard. So I'll be showing you that in a bit. First off, I take this USB 3.0 cable. Uh, I can pass it off the back. At this junction, I'm going to have to make a modification with the USB 3 ports. Okay, yeah. So you see the USB 3 port has a notch on it. So inserting it into the USB 3 port. Okay, we have one here. So take it down, then plug in. So once you plug it here, click, bend the cable, not too much as usual. I'm going to cable manage that later. So next we have this, the power cable, the USB, the power cable, audio, and USB cable. So we are going to take this off. First, need to locate where each of where this is going in on the board. So the USB cable is going in down here. The audio, where is the audio? Okay, it's later. So based off that, I'll be making the movement of these cables. So yeah. So here's the audio convey to the amp slots. Mm. So it's USB. So let's make this. You. We know we are sure we are HHPPY. This is out, and this goes into the USB to this port. Yeah, what's here? Here, make my build aesthetic. I have to bring out this guy again. Annoying thing about this build. I have to bring out this guy again. But not that I'm bringing it out. I'm just. We are going to bring it up from here. So we have a power LED, HDD LED, and but if you don't run. So next we are going to install our GPU before we make our finishing touches. We lose that out, so we have access. Our GPU is going to take out two brackets, so the 4060 is it 2 or 3 bracket card. Let's pick out 3 brackets. So you bend that like that. Do not be afraid. It's meant to be broken. Just like that. It comes off. I have not installed a 40 series card before. So this is my first time seeing a 40 series card. So we yes. So wow, inside this area, so another area is inside. Yeah. So this is the first case, and this is the main case for 4060 Ti we are using for this build. It comes in pristine packaging. Well, ASUS. What is this? Oh, there's some ASUS branding going on here. Some Pro Arts. More ASUS branding, warranty card. Wow, this is nice. This is nice. As Pro Arts comes as an artwork for your graphics. You have manuals. Of course, nobody needs to read that. That's all. So next, we are going to dive in. Wow, this is nice. It comes. It looks expensive. This is a 4-slot type, definitely. Has static packaging. So static electricity will not kill your parts. There we go. This is lovely. This looks good. This looks like it should be on a shelf. So adding this, but before we insert our card, we're taking off all packaging. We don't want to overheat the card. So we're taking off all plastic wrappings. Okay. You leave this on, the GPU can overheat and it won't like that. This is heavy hardware. Heavy hardware. For those of you who are into graphics design, into engineering, do not be stuck in last gen. You need to move to next gen. We are not getting the 7800 XT. Can get this for productivity and also for gaming. Remember to remove the covers of the fan because it seems like something someone forget to remove. ASUS branding on this is very nice. It's kind of a work of art, really. I understand what they mean by pro art, you know. So taking this off as well. So we are completely plastic free. Now to install the CPU, this is going to need oh, this is nice. It's a 2-card slot. So this must be one of the slimmest 40 series card because I heard the 4090 has 4 card slot. So just imagine how fat that would be. But this is just a 2 card slot. So it's nice. Now we're going to be installing our graphics card. You need to press this handle like this so it opens. Next, you insert the card. Jesus. Now, next you insert the card into the slot. So this is the slot here. I'll be inserting it. Okay. So I picked off the wrong kind of things outside. Once the GPU is inserted, you screw it in place. So I'll be doing that with the screws that came in from the package. So I'll need 2 screws to screw it in place. Bear in mind, the screws are all different. We've inserted our graphics card. Now we are going to plug in the power cable. So oh. Okay. So you know how I said the 40 series uses a different connector? They had an issue. Those connectors were burning, and it's this particular connector on the 4090 most especially. Now this Pro Art series, they made it to use the old connector.
Okay.
So I don't need this connector. Should be right here. You are. So they still use the old connection. This is going to affect my look and feel now. Annoying. I'm going to be plugging in the fans. Most people could have done that earlier, but I'm not most people. And the RGB lighting in the sockets. That's what I'm going to do before boot, so that I can have my RGB and I can have my fan spinning. So where are all my fan cables? This is one. This one has VTG and this one. Where's the RGB ports? Okay, I can plug this one to the RGB here. RGB 12 volts. Thank you. With another RGB ports. RGB header 2. RGB header 2. So we have a fan port here and an RGB here. I'm looking for the best way to make sure that there are no more cables. You only see these cables looking at the front. I will still clip this to the end. So and I need two RGB headers right now, one for the CPU fan and one for the case fans. Those are the only RGBs I have on here. So RGB header 2, five volts here, 12 volts up. The fan. So let me now see what I'm doing. ARGB. That's this thing. I'm gonna connect this one after I connect first. It has 5 volts on it. Like 5 volts. This thing. So yeah, no, there's no issue, there's no issues. 1 to 1. One to one. And this SATA come here. You know what put on this too. Sad. It's so sad they forced me into using an extra cable. And now the CPU is not going to be in control of the fan until I use a different method. The fan will just be on at a particular speed. But if I connect the fan to the motherboard,
It's not know when
yes,
it's on.
to know when to rev the fan up or when to rev the fan down. But this method I'm just doing, I don't like it. I prefer to have individuals connected. So when the system is under load, you now do it. This thing I just have to turn this thing up. No, no, no. This is extra cable. But on the brighter side though, this what they call it? This power, if you regulate the fan speed too. So we'll be doing our first boot, and there we have it. Yeah. So there we have it. Our boots. Yeah, we have post. So I'll be doing cable management and I'll come back with you with the finished products. Thank you. So I'll be doing the cable management. What does cable management involve? Cable management involve making sure everything is properly connected and in place. So you see that everything here now, even though I've done a level of cable management as I was building, I need to make sure that the cables are to the best of my best as perfect. So, and also on the back, clear up this nonsense. This case also has space for hard drive, and I have several hard drives which I store data on and I may need to be using. So I'll be cleaning this up. Once I'm done, I'll show you what it looks like. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. So far, you can see how well arranged it is now. Cables running down smoothly. So I'll be adding my SATA drives shortly, even though I don't even think I have use for it. I'll be adding my SATA drives shortly. You can also look at the front, very beautiful. Yes, yeah. So we do not have cables running haywire, just have our black slipstream